Good evening, everyone. DSP here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Tuesday, the 30th of June, 2026, the final day of the month. And it just so happens that this day happened to have two games aligned that haven't typically done too well when it comes to being supported on my streams as of late. The first game that I played today was Resident Evil Code Veronica X. The second game that I played today was Pokemon Champions. Now, the thing is, these are both fine games that I've enjoyed playing. I like the playthroughs. I'm happy that I'm playing them both, in particular with Resident Evil. I really feel like this is giving me the education to remember the game when we play the remake next year. And Champions gives me a multiplayer game to play in my rotation that's pretty darn fun. So, in that regard, how did today go? And do I have any updates on anything? Let me tell you. So, today went pretty good. Was it the best day ever? Absolutely not. Was it the worst day ever? No. Kind of in the middle. Certainly not overwhelming support for these games, but actually a better day than I've had playing these games previously. Let's talk all about it. Started off today with a DSP morning show. Mostly chill vibes. There wasn't anything too crazy to talk about. I definitely think that one of the focuses of the show is that people were kind of pulling me into talking about all of this kind of toxicity of certain people online and stuff like that, which generally I don't want to talk about. But if people ask me, I'm going to answer. You know, people contributing and asking questions, I'm not going to ignore them, right? But it was still a good show. Lasted over an hour. By the time the show had ended, we had gotten some support, but not a ton. And I was like, well, that's a good start. I think it was like maybe $30-40 of support before we'd even started Resident Evil. That's a good start because some of the times I played Resident Evil, we've gotten like $7 of support the entire 2-3 hours I've played it. So good to get some of the support early in that regard. You know what I mean? When we jumped into Resident Evil Code Veronica X today, we made great progress. We played it for roughly around just over 2.5 hours, I believe. Although I only made 2 videos because they were a little on the longer side. So what did we do? Did we beat the game? No, but we're close. Basically, we got to the point with Chris where you can rescue Claire. Then we went and got all of the gems that you need to open this gem door for the family of Alfred and Alexa and her Alexia and her dad or whatever. Ashcroft? Is it the Ashcroft family or whatever? I think it might be. So you open that door, and then basically you get to a point in the game where, boom, big stuff happens. There's a big boss fight against Alexia, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you switch to Claire again, which I had forgotten that this even happens in the game. So I started playing as Claire again and made a few kind of bad choices and or some really annoying parts where there's cheap instant deaths in the game, which is really annoying. And then after all of that, we got back to Chris. I was like, oh, okay, so that was an interesting kind of character swap mid-game. And that's the difference in Code Veronica is, unlike Resident Evil 1 and 2, where you do 2 sides, there aren't 2 sides in this game. It's all the same game, but you do play as 2 characters that you are swapping between, okay? So in that regard, it went well, I would say. We made solid progress. Lots of hilarious deaths and things today. Like, the thing just kept coming down and crushing Claire and turning her to a pancake. And just funny stuff in general. And basically, the final 30 minutes, oh my goodness. At the very end of this segment with Chris, they make you do insane amounts of backtracking to complete an annoying puzzle. And I was like, oh man, this is so much backtracking. And it took forever. We couldn't finish. We couldn't finish the puzzle. So the thing is, I'm almost positive we're incredibly near the end of the game. I think we finished this one puzzle sequence. And then there's one more part to the south you got to do. And I think then it's the finale. So I'm thinking within an hour to maybe an hour and a half, we're done with Code Veronica X. But we didn't get to it today. The good news is we did get some good support. I want to say over 120 plus bucks of support, but we didn't hit the 150. We didn't get any $50 contributions. So that means we had only had 1 pack of Pokemon cards that we had qualified to open. And I actively asked the people who were on the stream, would you rather we do a really short unpacking video now, because remember, I'm now recording the unpackings as a separate video series, or should we save the pack for tonight and then do a bigger video tonight where we do them all together? It'd probably be more exciting. But also, if anyone contributes last minute, it's only like $20 to hit the next tier of milestone. We'll do another pack. We'll just do it now. No one contributed to do it. So I was like, all right, we'll save the pack for tonight. That's okay. For the record, making over $120 playing Code Veronica X, I'm happy with. That's actually nice. I'm glad that it did as well as it did. thank you to everyone who was there on the stream. Really, I appreciate it. As for the conclusion of Code Veronica X, it's going to be a night stream next week. One of my late streams next week, we will wrap up Code Veronica X because we don't need a full stream of it this time. So we'll do it on a night stream and see the conclusion together. Okay? Cool. So tonight's late stream was Pokemon Champions. Continuing on in my effort to get higher in the ranks, fighting these duels against people, and seeing if we can get to the Master Ball rank. Okay? Tonight, my feedback was, well, last week you did all duels, but we want new Pokemon, right? So let's see. So I spent a half an hour recruiting Pokemon. Then I spent about another 15 minutes building some of the Pokemon. I ended up getting a Primeape and Slowking as new Pokemon for my team, okay? And I built them essentially to help with duel. Like, for example, for doubles, Slowking, when he comes in, he immediately cures your entire party of any status ailments. So if you have a really good Pokemon who's messed up, get him in, and then he stops all the status ailments. That's perfect, right? So, that being said, how did it go? Well, we had 2 hours of streaming, but probably about a little over an hour to hour and a half of the doubles. I won a lot. I actually went on a big win streak against real humans, not against bots. In fact, all the matches except one were real humans tonight, which is excellent. I don't want to be fighting bots all the time, so it was appreciated that we actually were fighting real humans. It was tough. Some of these people have these specialized builds and stuff. I tried my best. I'm going to be honest. By the end of the night, I don't think that Primeape or Slowking were working. And actually, when I was drawing Pokemon, I had gotten a shiny Machamp. And it's now recommended that next time when I play, I use Machamp with his special build. He might be really good. So we're going to try that next time. So how was attendance? Decent. Over 200 on YouTube. How was engagement? Pretty good. People were talking and actively helping. How was support? Honestly, not bad for Pokemon Champions because, again, this is a stream that hasn't done well support-wise. It really is the standard Pokemon games like Fire Red and Brilliant Diamond that do better. Champions hasn't done that well. We did over $100 of support. That qualified for an additional pack to open. And because I was playing a Pokemon game, I do a freebie. So all in all, we opened 3 packs of Pokemon cards tonight. That's the special video that I made for DSP pack rips. And you can see that right here on the channel tonight. We set it up and has a new intro. And I explained the future pathing of all the cards we're going to open, including future boxes and stuff. So if you want information on the card rips, check out that video. It's actually a really informative video tonight. I think you'll enjoy it. All right? So here's the deal. Certainly not a terrible day. Not the best day ever, but for 2 games that have underperformed in the past, the fact that they didn't flop today, I'm just happy with that. So thank you to everyone who supported today. I really appreciate you. Can't wait for more when we wrap up these games. Keep in mind, we're wrapping up Resident Evil next time we play, and we'll probably try to squeeze in another Pokemon Champion stream next week. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow, there will be a DSP morning show, and in the morning, it will be Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Continuing on. This is the only Brilliant Diamond stream of the week. All right? So, I hope you'll show up. I hope you'll engage and support with it. Hopefully, it's a well-supported stream so we can get a lot of packs, because today we barely did any, only 3. Tomorrow, we get the freebie because it's Pokemon. People generally support this stream well. Hopefully it goes well, and people are there for the fun, and we have a good one, okay? Tomorrow night's late stream is something totally different and something special, okay? There is a game that was recommended to me on Steam when we were looking at, different games to play. It's called Before Your Eyes. From what I'm being told, this game is only 2 hours long. I should easily be able to beat it in one night stream. It has an insanely good narrative. Like everyone is saying, crazy good story. So if you're into narrative and emotional stories, be here for this game. If not, don't show up, because the game is literally all narrative and emotion. No real challenging gameplay, nothing complex. It's just kind of walking around experiencing a story. So if you're down for that, we haven't seen a game that's emotionally like this in a long time, come by tomorrow night. If not, skip the stream, and I'll see you Thursday when Dark Souls 2 returns, okay? Alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for a great streaming day. You all have a good night. I'll see you in the morning. We'll do it all again. Peace out.